At face value, the focus of the pasuk is to inform us of the technical details regarding communication that took place between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Moshe Rabbeinu. Namely, one, it took place in the Ohel Moed, the actual voice emanating from between the two Kruvim in what is now known as the Kodesh HaKadoshim. This obviously is a problem in that the Ohel Moed and the Kodesh HaKadoshim are not necessarily one and the same. The Kruvim, the Kaporet, the Aron were located in the Mishkan, not the Ohel Moed. And yet our pasuk clearly states that Moshe heard the voice from the Ohel Moed. An earlier Rashi takes note of this anomaly and answers that in actuality the voice emanated from the Kodesh HaKadoshim, moved over to the Ohel Moed, and it was from the Ohel Moed that Moshe received the communications from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which sets the backdrop to this final pasuk and Rashi's interpretation to two aspects of this pasuk, the words Vayishma et HaKol and Vayidaber Elav. In the process of deconstructing the pasuk clearly states that Bavo Moshe el Ohel Moed ledaber ito. The purpose of coming into the Ohel Moed was to facilitate a communication between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Moshe. The pasuk goes on to state that this communication started from Mibein Shnei Kruvim, and the pasuk ends with the words Vayidaber Elav. These two words are superfluous, in that we knew the purpose for Moshe entering the Ohel Moed was ledaber ito, to have a communication between himself and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and therefore there is no need to tell us Vayidaber Elav, the God then spoke to him. In response to this difficulty, Rashi suggests that the purpose of Vayidaber is to put the emphasis on a love to him, but not to somebody else. Well, the only other person that might have been present in a communication between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and man would have been Aaron. The pasuk therefore informs us that although Aaron was there in the Ohel Moed with Moshe, he was not privy to what was being told to Moshe. Vayidaber Elav, to him, to Moshe, but not to Aaron. There are four commentaries by Rashi to pasuk 89. We have looked at one of them, that's the Vayidaber Elav. We now look at a second, and that is upon the words Vayishma et HaKol. And Rashi appears to be somewhat concerned with the use of the Hey HaYudiyah in referencing the Kol that Moshe heard. In deconstructing the pasuk, the wording could have been Vayishma Kol Medaber Elav. And Midrashic material, the Sifri, as quoted by Rashi, grapples with the need for that superfluous Hey. In a nutshell, Rashi links the Kol coming to Moshe in the Ohel Moed as having the same intensity as the Kol that was heard by every man, woman, and child at Har Sinai. In the words of Rashi himself, Yachol Kol Namuch, one might have thought that God spoke to Moshe in a whisper. To reject this possibility, Talmud Lomar et HaKol. The Chumash text defines the voice as HaKol, the Kol, implying this was a voice that was previously known to Moshe and the people. The most recent reference to a Kol was the Kol of Matan Torah, which was heard by every man, woman, and child, which clearly could not have been a whisper. So too the sound in pasuk 89 was also not a whisper. Rashi goes on to say, as soon as it came to the entrance of the Ohel Moed, miraculously the sound stopped, and did not exit the Ohel Moed. To Moshe, who was inside the Ohel Moed, there was a call. To those standing outside the Ohel Moed, there was no sound whatsoever.